won't give away the plot, but basically it's about a man that runs into his high school bully as an adult. And, then it becomes this kind of thriller and whatever. And it's all about these themes of what you do as a kid. And kids are really mean. Kids are mean to each other and then they get bullied and bully back. And how that can affect you as an adult. And it actually raised a lot of issues within myself that I kept thinking about long after watching this movie, that pretty much every single day since watching I've thought about at least a couple times during the day. And that is the fact that in high school, I was a bully. And it's not something that I'm proud of at all. I'm actually really ashamed even to say it out loud is quite full on, because I don't think I've ever actually admitted that to myself, because you just think, I went to an all-girls school and I was a bitch at school, but so is everybody else. But I think there was one instance in particular that really sticks in my mind that after watching that movie, I kept playing over and over and over that there was one girl in particular. We were on a tram at the time. She was a friend, quite a good friend at the time, that she'd said something.
Happens in groups of girls like
that's
that,
what happened.
It's
And
really scary.
she said something about another one of our mates, and then I think I'd had a few drinks by that point. I think I was about 18. And then I had a crack back at her. And the venom that I spat at that girl makes me feel sick to my core. Because I think, how could I actually physically say that to somebody's face? And since then, I've kind of seen her around. I mean, she went to my high school, so there's certain things or whatever from the same area that my stomach drops when I see her, because there's still so much guilt there.
Do you speak, or how does
No. She looks at me and looks the other way, and fair enough too. But there's been many a times, and especially since seeing that movie, I thought of contacting her on Facebook, or I don't know, tracking her down somehow. It wouldn't be that hard, just to apologise and say that it's something that I've thought about and that I am really sorry.
I think it's so good that you are admitting it. I mean, I think it is one of those things where you're kids and it's certainly not making it okay by any means, but we live and we learn, and it's nice that you've come out on that side. But the one thing that I'm really funny about with this particular topic is this kind of social media has allowed us to kind of, I guess, reconnect with so many people. So I think it's a common situation where people are having this thought as an adult, I did some things and messed up as a kid, and I want to go back now and make that better. And my question is whether that is actually more about you than it is about the person you bullied.
Yeah.
And I don't know what the answer is, because in some ways it's for you to kind of feel better, and does the bully, if she doesn't look at you when you're out, do you think that's actually the best thing for her, or is it more beneficial for you to clear your conscience?
Well, if I'm being completely honest, it probably... Well, I don't know what she's thinking, so it would be just for me.
Now, we asked our producer, our beautiful producer, Bern, to come in and have a chat with us. Hey, Bern.
Hello.
Hello, friend. And the reason we wanted to ask you is because this has happened to you, except you were on the receiving end of the bully contacting you, because in school you were bullied.
Yeah, so what happened was I got bullied quite heavily in like year 7 and stuff. So that's like 20 years ago, because I'm really old now. But the girl was my friend, and I was too frightened to not be friends with her. Anyway, so obviously after school never had contact with her, and then when it came to our 20-year school reunion, which was kind of recently, I was trying to organise that, and with Facebook I was trying to get everyone from school on there, and of course she wanted to come, and people were going, would you mind if this girl came? And I was like, I don't care, it's 20 years, I'm happy with my life, I'm happy with who I am. So then we became Facebook friends, and then before the reunion, she sent me a big long message apologising for what she did. And I always had in my head, what would I do if she ever apologised? Because I thought it would be nice for her to apologise. I think it would be nice for her to...
For all that time.
You did
think, so you did think I would like her to contact me.
I did, and she did, and she apologised, and I just wrote back, thanks. I'm like, I didn't delve, I just said, thanks. I'm glad you've realised that, and I appreciate you saying it. But now I've unfriended her because I think I don't want to know anything about your life. I don't care about you, but I do appreciate that she said it to me. And I get how you're feeling, and I think if it is to make of course it's to make yourself feel better, but you're doing it from a good place. So I think you should try. I'm glad she tried, but it doesn't mean I'm going to be friends with her. I
Okay.
don't think
Yeah.
she's a bitch now. I'm
Yeah.
just like, that was a part
But
of
it
my
was
life.
an interesting one because can you see where I stood? I was kind of just making sure, and not in a way where I was saying to young mate, to Christy, there's right or wrong. But I suppose I'm just trying to get into the head of someone that's been bullied and gone, well, what do they want? What's best for them? So you're doing the right thing by them, which is what obviously I think you're looking to do.
How do you actually know? Like, if you're not in contact with them, how do you
don't.
know what they want until you do make contact? So
But
I don't know.
It's a good insight, and I think that
Yeah.
it's really nice to know that you do. You forgive her, Bern?
Oh God, that's interesting. Oh, I'd like to say, I do, but I don't. I don't.
Right.
Why would I forgive someone that tormented me and made me cry for a year of my life?
So she did reach out. You appreciate it, but you
I
kind
do
of
appreciate it.
Kind of still sit where you stood.
But unfortunately,
It didn't do much.
that's
yeah, right.
set the precedent for a lot of my life.
I
Yeah,
I
right.
don't think I would expect her to. Yeah, I don't think I would expect to ever be able to kind of make that up. I don't know. Forgiveness, yeah, it's a big thing, but it's more just to know that. I don't know, that she knew that it's not something I never thought about again.
And I think it's
Yeah.
really admirable that you're even in this place. But I think it's a good conversation because I feel like we've all been in high school, particularly scenarios where we've behaved that we in doing things that we wish we didn't.
Yeah.
And so it's tricky. So I don't know. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah,
Ben.
thanks,
Thanks,
Ben.
guys.
All
I'll
the
just go
best. It's
on
the
the other
Thinker-
side now.
The Thinker Girls on Kids.